3 words destroyed my peace. Just 3 words from someone I hadn't seen in years. I was standing in a coffee shop, feeling good about my life, about how far I'd come. Then I heard a voice behind me. Remember when you... My stomach dropped, because what came next wasn't a memory. It was a weapon. Have you ever had someone drag up something from your past when you thought you'd finally moved on? That moment when someone reaches back years and pulls out the worst version of you. Stay with me, because what happened next changed everything I thought I knew about handling my past. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to say the next time someone tries this with you. But before I tell you what I said back, let me tell you why this moment mattered so much. See, I'd spent 3 years rebuilding myself. 3 years putting distance between who I was and who I became. I'd made mistakes. Big ones. The kind that keep you up at night. The kind you're ashamed to even think about. And I thought I'd left them behind. Marcus was an old colleague. We hadn't spoken since I left that job. The one where I failed. Where I let people down. Where I made decisions I'm still not proud of. And there he stood, smiling, but his eyes said something different. Remember when you completely messed up that project? Cost the company thousands? Man, that was rough. Everyone around us went quiet. I felt my face get hot. My heart started racing. And here's what scared me most. I wanted to explain. I wanted to justify. I wanted to tell him and everyone listening that I'd changed, that I wasn't that person anymore. But something stopped me, because I realized something in that moment. He didn't care about the truth. He wanted to see me squirm. He wanted power over me, and I was about to give it to him. So instead, I took a breath. I looked him right in the eye, and I said 2 words. I did. That's it. Not, I'm sorry. Not, but let me explain. Just I did. His smile faltered. He blinked. What? I did that. You're right. The power shift was instant. He expected me to defend myself, to make excuses, to shrink. But I didn't give him the reaction he wanted. And that's the first thing you need to understand. When someone brings up your past to hurt you, they're not looking for truth. They're looking for control. They want your shame, your embarrassment, your desperate need to prove you've changed. But here's what most people don't realize. The moment you accept what happened without shame, you take away their weapon. I learned this from a man named James. He spent 10 years in prison for something he did when he was 23. 10 years. When he got out, people wouldn't let him forget it. Job interviews, new relationships, even casual conversations. Someone would always say, "But weren't you in prison?" And James would answer, "Yes, I was." No excuses, no long explanations, just acceptance. He told me once, when I stopped being ashamed of my past, people stopped being able to use it against me. Think about that. When you own your story completely, no one can weaponize it. But Marcus wasn't done. Neither are most people when they're trying to hurt you. He leaned in closer. So you admit you're not reliable. How can anyone trust you with anything important now? This is the second trap. They take your acceptance and twist it. They want to define who you are today by who you were yesterday. And this is where most people break. This is where we start explaining, justifying, proving. But I didn't. Because I'd learned something powerful. Your past is a fact. But what you learned from it, that's your power. So I looked at Marcus and said something that changed the entire conversation. I learned from it. 5 words. That's all it took. His expression changed. Because suddenly, I wasn't defending my past. I was using it. That failure taught me more than any success ever did. It taught me how to handle pressure. How to be honest when things go wrong. How to rebuild trust. I wouldn't be who I am today without that mistake. I wasn't reacting. I was redirecting. See, people who attack you with your past only see the old you. They don't realize you've grown. They don't understand that your scars made you stronger. My friend Sarah knows this better than anyone. She had a business that failed. Lost everything. Her partner left. Her family doubted her. And for 2 years, every time she tried something new, someone would say, "Remember your last business? Maybe you're not cut out for this." But Sarah had a response ready. Because of that failure, I learned what actually works. I learned how to spot problems early. I learned resilience. That failure was expensive tuition, and I'm not wasting the education. 3 years later, she's running a successful company. And you know what? Some of those same people who mocked her failure now ask her for advice. That's the power of transformation. Your past isn't a stain. It's proof that you can survive, learn, and become stronger. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every mistake is a lesson you paid for. And when someone tries to shame you with your past, you show them you turned that pain into wisdom. But here's where things got interesting with Marcus. Because after I said I'd learned from it, he got angry. Actually angry. His jaw tightened. His voice changed. Well, I just thought you should remember what you did. People should know who you really are. And that's when I asked the question that ended the entire conversation. The question that flips everything. The question that puts the mirror right back on them. Why are you bringing this up now? Simple. Calm. Genuinely curious. No anger. No sarcasm. Just a real question. Marcus froze. He actually didn't know what to say. Because I'd shifted the entire dynamic. He came to attack me, but now he had to explain himself. He came to expose my past, but now his motives were exposed. I just thought. No, really. I'm curious. Why bring up something from 3 years ago right now? He mumbled something about just remembering it and walked away. Because that's what happens when you stay calm and ask questions instead of reacting. The person who tried to control you suddenly loses all power. A man named David taught me this. He had an ex-partner who would constantly bring up his past mistakes in front of their kids. Every time. Remember when your dad forgot your birthday? Remember when your dad made that bad decision? For months, David would get defensive. He'd explain. He'd apologize again. He'd try to prove he'd changed. Until one day he simply asked, "Why do you keep bringing this up? What do you want the kids to learn from this?" She had no good answer. Because her goal wasn't to teach. It was to hurt. And when you expose someone's true intention with a calm question, they have nowhere to hide. Here's what I learned that day in the coffee shop. The person who stays calm wins. Not because they fight harder, but because they don't fight at all. When someone tries to drag you into your past, you don't have to follow them there. You can stand in your present, in your growth, in your peace, and just observe their pain. Because that's what it is. Hurt people hurt people. Happy people don't wake up trying to remind others of their worst moments. So when Marcus walked away, I didn't feel angry. I felt sad for him. Because I realized he was stuck in his past, and he wanted me to be stuck. There too. But I wasn't. And you don't have to be either. Your past happened. You can't change it, but you can change what it means. Next time someone brings up your old mistakes, remember 3 things. 1. Say yes, that happened. Own it without shame. 2. Say I learned from it. Show them you turned pain into power. 3. Ask, why are you bringing this up now? Put the mirror back on them. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the chapters you've already closed. You don't need to prove you've changed to people who refuse to see it. Your growth isn't for them. It's for you. And anyone worth keeping in your life will judge you by who you are now, not who you were then. That day in the coffee shop, I walked out feeling lighter than I had in years. Because I finally understood something. I'm not what happened to me. I'm what I chose to become after it happened. That's your power. That's your freedom. Your past doesn't define you. How you face it does.